welcome back. Sorry, my hand's a bit shaky today. Got some news for you. So first of all, obviously I am self-isolating, sort of still. I'm starting to go out a little bit more, but I'm still kind of keeping myself distant from other people. What else? We've kind of settled in. The house is still a mess, but I wanted to introduce you to a couple of people. Well, a couple of pals. This over here, let me just... is Gloria. Hi, Gloria. She is a panther chameleon. This is her setup. Just now, I had to raise the bottom with a cardboard box because, as you can see, she's very small and she's very grumpy. I see you. Hi, Gloria. Hi. As you can see, she's kind of putting her chin out to me. She's not happy that I'm near her enclosure. You're not happy with me? What's up? What's up? Right, I'll leave you alone, okay. And Opie's still as wild as ever. Hi. Hi. We just went to the dog park. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with him at the dog park because he's really excitable and he likes to jump on other dogs and play. But a lot of the dogs there are really old, so when they come about, I tend to just put him back on his lead and go come back home. But he has a good runabout anyway. Didn't you? You had a good runabout. You did. You did. And his lumps have not got any bigger, so he seems to be doing all right. Isn't that right? Are you sitting down? Do you think I've got something for you? I've not got no. I've not got no. And then, of course, over here, we have Jeffrey on top of his pineapple. He's just shed, actually. So he's just kind of chilling out up there. That black thing is his heat mat, which is at this side of the tank. And there's his thermostat, and he's a corn snake, and a baby one at that. So he's just chilling out in his like little enclosure. But yes, he's got a couple of hiding places, some leaves to hide in and all that jazz. But he seems to be loving it. He shed for the first time, so that was interesting. This is his skin, and that's his head. I think it's pretty cool. Like, he's quite long. Like, for a baby, he's quite long, I think, but... So he's on baby mice just now. It's like 1,000,000 degrees down here. So warm. But we're all settling in really well. Dan, my boyfriend, we moved in together and it's going really well. Like, that was the other thing I was meant to talk about a few weeks ago. I was meant to like update everyone and say that I've got a boyfriend. Sadly, me and Danielle broke up. We're still friends and she's always going to be a really good pal of mine. But our mental health was just not compatible. It got to the point where we were both putting our own mental health to one side and focusing on each other, and that's not a good way to live. You should be focusing on yourself. Even if you are in a relationship, you should always make sure that your mental health is better and is your first priority, especially if you've got depression or anxiety or BPD or anything. You should always make sure that your number one focus is that, and then everything else comes after. Because if you're no good, if you're not in the right state of mind and you're not mentally stable, you can guarantee that your partner and your relationship and your friendships will all suffer because you're not mentally able to give out what other people need. And so we just agreed to obviously go our separate ways, and I still talk to her. She's still a really good friend. It just that when we were together, we're both people pleasers, so she was concentrating on me and I was concentrating on her, and it left a lot of our mental health to the back burner. And it wasn't until it got really bad that we realised, hang on a minute, we're both spiralling here, we need to separate. But she's doing really well. I think she's dating someone, but I'll let her tell, if she wants to come on and tell you about that, then that's fine. I'll do that and let her give you an update. But me and my new boyfriend are really happy. He's really sweet. He's super, super sweet. He's like the nicest guy ever. And we just kind of clicked, and we met during lockdown. And obviously, with me being isolated and down in the south now, I had like no support system, and he really helped. And it just sort of went from there. We got really close, and now we have a house together, and a chameleon and a snake. So yeah, I'm really happy. It's going well. My mental health is improving again. I put my mental health first, and I always I'm very open now with communicating how I feel. And I think that's something I learned when I was with Danny, because it was always a case of I don't want to impact her mental health, so I won't tell her how bad my mental health is. So I ended up just putting it on the back burner, as I said. But with Dan, I wanted to be clear and precise, so whenever I'm upset or in need of something, I'm very much like, this is how I'm feeling, this is where my mental health is. And keeping him in the loop and making sure that I'm putting myself first and making sure that I'm number one in my priorities. My mental health is number one. But yeah, now we live in Brighton, and it's very busy. It's a very busy city. I'm still not quite used to the busyness. It still gets to me a bit. It's a bit too hectic, but I'm sure over time I'll get used to it and it'll be fine. But it's a lot of change that's happened, and a lot of stuff has been happening in my personal life, and hopefully now I'm on the other side of it. It seems to be like May, June and July, beginning of July are my worst months of the year. That's when my mental health gets its worst, and I tend to feel, I don't know why, it just spikes every year. I suppose because a lot of bad things happened within those months. Like every couple of years I'll have like those 3 months where there'll just be people that have passed away, and it won't be just one person, it'll be like 3 people, and then on top of that it'll be like, oh, if we get sick, or I don't know whether it's cause, and like I don't know whether I mentally look and seek out for bad things during those months without like subconsciously doing it, or whether it's a case of it just happens that every year those months it gets worse. I'm not sure, but that's the way I feel. I feel like those are my worst months, and they're past. So hopefully the rest of the year will go smoothly. I mean, I know the world is in chaos still, but hopefully, fingers crossed, it gets better. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the update, and see you next time. Next time I'll get Gloria out and I'll let her have a run about and show you her properly. Thanks. Bye.